Welcome back, Truth Seeker. December 27th, 2018. This evening, the top news story, what happened in New York City. The sky was lit up blue and it was blamed on a transformer explosion. Quite the excuse. Transformers explode fairly often, and turning the sky blue is not typically what they do. If you're new here, if you've never visited my channel, you should know this is my 18th channel due to Google's censorship. For 5 years straight, I've been exposing how every single day, all throughout this world, news is contrived by a code. And this story fits right into that perfect pattern. If you're not aware, I have a book. There's a chapter in that book about New York by the numbers. There's a very special number to New York that's been with New York since the day it was established, July 26, 1788, that rituals are done by again and again and again and again. And that number is 39. 39. And what day did this happen on? December 27th. What is 12 plus 27? It's 39. So before we go ahead with this, I'm going to show you what a ritual this is being blamed on a transformer. I need to educate you on the code. When I began teaching this code 5 years ago, I knew about 2 ciphers. Since then, I've learned more. The first 2 ciphers I used to teach were the alphabetic order and the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. If you take the alphabetic order, A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, up to Z is 26. The abbreviation for New York, NY, ends the 14th letter, Y is the 25th. 14 plus 25, the abbreviation for New York is 39. The next cipher is the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. It's this dark blue cipher. And you notice when you write out New York, it sums to 39. The way this works is N is the 14th letter, but you take the numerology of 14. So 14 is 1 plus 4 is 5. E's the 5th letter. W, the 23rd letter, becomes 2 plus 3 is 5. Y, the 25th letter, becomes 2 plus 5 is 7. When you write New York using this cipher, it equals 39. It's not an accident that the World's Fair in New York was in the year 1939. It's not an accident that the United Nations in New York is 39 floors tall. It's not an accident that New York was established July 26, 1788, a date with numerology breaking down to 39. 7 plus 2 plus 6 plus 1 plus 7 plus 8 plus 8 is 39. It's not an accident that George Clinton, the first governor of New York, has the same birthday as New York, July 26th, but was born in the year 1739. And the name George equals 39. And the name Clinton, when you flip the alphabetic order around, equals 39. Every single Super Bowl won by the Giants and the one by the Jets, they all come back to the number 39. The entire world of sports is scripted by this code. Saquon Barkley, his first NFL carry was for 39 yards and not by accident. It's how scripted sports are. The Giants are known as the G-Men, 39. You know, the big sports / concert venue in New York is MSG 39. So look, I have to go back and fill you in on these other 2 ciphers here. We have the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. Then we have the reverse alphabetic order, making Z1 counting back to A is 26. Just doing the alphabetic order in reverse. Notice NYC is 39 when you use the alphabetic order in reverse. Look at New York, comma, NY, like how you'd write it out on an envelope. It's 39. New York, comma, NY with the reverse alphabetic order and the rules of numerology. That's what this last cipher is. The reverse alphabetic order and the rules of numerology. New York, 39. How about just the word York alone? If you turn the alphabetic order around, York is 39. New York's known as the Empire State, Empire 39. So here we are on this 39 date, and we get this big New York story. The sky turned blue from a transformer explosion. Looks more like a bomb went off. And what is New York home of the Manhattan Project. That's right, the Manhattan Project. And what were they developing there? The atomic bomb, which has the gematria 39. Also 93, reminiscent of the 93 World Trade Center bombing on February 26, where the bomb supposedly detonated into the ground. You know, the terrorists. Remember, the terrorist was the Blind Sheik. They blamed it on the Blind Sheik, the 93 World Trade Center bombing, just using the alphabetic order, Blind Sheik's 93. But anyway, no doubt what went on in the 93 World Trade Center bombing was foreshadowing for what was coming on September 11, 2001, where they called the site Ground Zero. Ground Zero. The only definition of Ground Zero before 9/11 was the place above or below ground where an atomic or nuclear bomb explodes. And then what did they call that building that they built there? The One World Trade Center. Another 93, 39 reflections of each other. Anyway, no doubt that what they did today is a military experiment, you know? And for all of you saying, is it aliens? Here's what I got to tell you. I don't know, but aliens does have gematria 39. And when I think about this world that we live in and the technology that we're all using right now, computers, internet, even televisions, phones, all of this seems beyond human capability, if you ask me. You know, I understand how a man can find a stone and sharpen it and turn it into a spear and find some sparks and make fire. That all seems within human capability. But this technology that's dominated our lives, not even to mention the weaponry, which is insane, it seems beyond human. So anyway, let me tell you a few more things about this ritual today and the transformer blowing up in Queens on the 27th. So we covered the 39 thing very thoroughly, right? Today's date, December 27th, 18. It's also a date with 57 numerology. Transformer has that gematria 57. They're blaming this on a transformer explosion. And again, every single day, your news is contrived by this code. Made up stories, contrived stories, done in numerical ritual every single day. And I figured this out from 9/11. I was nobody's fool on 9/11. I said, please, a national emergency on 911, buildings disintegrating to dust in midair, blaming it on a man in a cave. You must think I'm retarded. And soon enough, I found out that, well, almost everybody was, but I wasn't. So I began researching. I started to figure out that, oh, this is how these people work. They work by numbers. Every day of our lives, they've been contriving news by the numbers. In case you're new here, something I educate about is every time the media emphasizes a phrase, like Transformers tripped offline, every time they do that, they're emphasizing something that's relevant to the story. That phrase, when you take the alphabetic order and you turn it around and use numerology, sums to 147. Just like the word transformer with the alphabetic order. They're both 147. The thing about 147 is it's a very special number to the Freemasons. The Freemasons use this code of letters and numbers. Almost all the founders of this nation are Freemasons. Freemasonry runs the show. And don't ask me if Freemasonry is controlled by aliens or Anunnaki or fallen angels or reptilians, because I don't know. But something's going on. These people are very calculated. They do everything this way. They're ritualistic. They're highly advanced. They're military. This is how they do it, though. And these numbers are important to them. I said George Herbert Walker Bush would die at age 94, and he wouldn't make it past November because of this code and this number 147. He died 147 days after his son's birthday, George W. Bush, the two men who were president. And the words U.S. president and president of the United States sum to 147, like how there's 147 windows on the White House. I'm just telling this so you can understand that these numbers are not arbitrary. And with regard to the question of aliens, it's also coded all over everything we know about space. Outer space is also 147. Spaceship is 147. This number is coded all over the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Again, all of this stuff is covered in much greater detail and much more clearly explained in my book. But understand, when you learn this code, you start to see the repetitious use of certain numbers and what they belong to. You know, and we're starting to see more and more stories of the sky getting lit up blue. You know, Elon Musk, SpaceX, which does everything by the numbers. You know, they keep lighting up the West Coast blue with their rocket launches. Now we get something like this in New York, but this time it's blamed on a transformer. Now, what about the explosion being in Queens? In Queens, it was a Queens plant where the transformer exploded on the 27th. Notice Queens with the alphabetic order and rules of numerology sums to 27. And when you flip the alphabetic order around and use the rules of numerology, it's still 27. Again, these are the ciphers that you just learned about. Notice the 8181. Notice the 27 here. Watch what happens when I write in ritual. Very similar. And this is a ritual. This is a coordinated, planned event with a planned excuse. No. Maybe the transformer did blow up, but it wasn't what caused the sky to be blue. Whatever they did to cause the sky to be blue is probably what blew up the transformer. So anyway, you learn this code, you start to see what's going on in the world. And when enough people are aware of this knowledge, you know, when it spreads enough, it's going to help more people connect dots who have more information. I've been pumping this knowledge out for 5 years, proving day after day that everything is rigged and scripted this way. That comes through the media. That's the key part. That comes through the media. Everything the federal government does is this way. The news, the world of sports are rigged and scripted this way. You can learn more by reading my book. It's linked in the description of every video. It's nearly 800 pages long, and it's priced at $5, even though it should probably be worth, I don't know, more than whatever your college tuition costed, because I guarantee if you read my book, you'll learn more in that book than you learned in any 4-year program. Probably more than any master's program, probably even more than any doctorate program. Everybody needs to know about this code behind the English language and how it's used every single day to mock our existence. This story is a mockery of our existence. A transformer did that. I mean, give me a break. Give me a break. And again, all of these stunts that they do to us, they cause inconveniences. This shut down LaGuardia, they said, for a period of time. Sure, it knocked out people's power for a while. And why? You know, why do they need to do this to us? Again, I'll remind people, I'm not here to spread fear, but people should be aware of where they live and at what day and age. This happened in the same nation where a little bit south of New York, there's the state of Georgia, and there's the Georgia Guidestones, right? The Georgia Guidestones, have you heard of those? It's amazing how many people are like, what, the Georgia Guidestones? Yeah, they've been there since 1980, March 22nd, 322, Yale Skull and Bones, the Masonic Order. It has so much influence in this nation. The Georgia Guidestones, they're 10 commandments for the new world. And the first commandment is to limit the Earth's population to 500 million, which means if the world has 7 billion people living on it now, that means 13 out of 14 would have to go. And, you know, I don't think we're picking up on the signs that are right in front of our face. 9/11 was a sign, you know. Stories like this are a sign. What's really going on? How about all the movies Hollywood's giving us right now? All these end of the world movies, zombie apocalypse, you know, all the scares with the Ebola and the Zika, Sanjay Gupta, CNN's TV actor, doctor, trying to scare us each time. But are they really warning us? No. And here in the United States, we forget that we live on a land where the native people were genocided. We forget that. So we got a caller. Let me see what's going on.
For Mickey from North Carolina.
What's up, brother?
Hey, I just want to say that I totally agree with you. I think that people are, that, you know, they've got a problem. and their problem is that they don't know how to do for themselves.
Right. They need to be told.
Yeah, and unfortunately, when you try to tell people how to do for themselves, they look at you like, why are you hurting me? Why are you getting in my face? Why are you doing something that shouldn't be done? And that's total BS, because people need to learn how to do for themselves, because it's something that is normal and regular. People need to learn how to do that.
Right. People are not self-sufficient. What it makes me think of, honestly, is thinking about the natives. They used to live in tribes, and there was a leader. And a part of me thinks that humanity does need a leader, but not like a president of a nation of 300 million, but a leader of a community of 30. So it's direct, and you need somebody there to tie your shoelaces for you. The leader's there. He actually cares about you. He'll help you tie the shoelaces, not mislead you into a corporate military slave state. So. But yeah,
my great grandma was Cherokee, full blood Cherokee, and she was quite unique, actually, because in this neck of the woods where I grew up, full blood Cherokee is kind of rare. And what I learned from her was that you get up in the morning and you tie your shoelaces, and you go and you do with the animals, you do with your chores, and at the end of the day, you make cornbread, and those are the things that you do. It's like a system. You get up, you work, and you go to bed. And these poor kids today, they have no clue as to how hard you actually have to work to be a regular person.
You're speaking to me right now, because that's the way I was raised. By the time I was 6, my parents expected me to get up and get to the bus and get to school on my own. And when I got home, they weren't home from work, so I was supposed to make myself a snack and take care of the chores. And that's how I grew up too. I mean, there was a lot of work when I was a child. I learned to work hard from a young age, and most people, like what you're expressing, right? It's not even just the modern children. Even most of the people growing up around me weren't like that. And we have a lazy society, and we have a weak society, and we have a dependent society. And I definitely was never raised to be that way. So,
man, I I had a job by the time I was 7, and I remember I remember being like, God, Dad, why do I have to do this? And he looked at me and he was like, because you're better than them.
right. Well, it didn't seem fair when you were a kid. I was the same way. I had to work with my mom. My mom cleaned houses, and they couldn't afford daycare. So when school wasn't in session, I had to work with her in the summer and help her clean houses. And that's how I felt as a child too, that it wasn't fair, because I knew other kids were getting to play. And I guess in the long run it paid off, because it made me it helped me out a lot in this world as an adult. So.
Well, Zach, I really appreciate everything that you do, and I think that what you're doing is it's getting through to the people that count, and to the people that y'all get it together. This is the time to actually make the money, because we can do it. We can really make the difference, y'all.
You're absolutely right, man. You're right on point. And to also echo on the point you were just making, somebody called me this morning who I recently went on their channel and educated them about this knowledge, and then they later deleted my video and called me kooky. I was talking to them this morning on the phone, and they were expressing that they don't know why anybody would script rituals like this, because it seems like so much work. And it just kind of made me laugh. I was like, so this person thinks the people who run the world do it with little work, huh? Very interesting. So,
these people, they've been working at this from the beginning. If you think that they aren't spending their time working at this game, then you make me laugh.
It really is a joke, man. It's like, dude, if you're trying to expose truth and wake people up and you think the people who are ruling over us don't put in hard work, you are absolutely clueless. And
you know, when see, I'm going to tell you, I raise animals, and I don't raise them to die, but I raise animals in a way that I care about them, and I care until they die. And this is exactly the same way that your master raises you. It's something that most people can't understand, and that it's not a friendly thing. It's something that is something that I don't know. It's really hard to explain, Zach. It's really hard to explain.
There's a purpose, there's a methodology, there's a reason. I understand what you're saying. So.
Well, it's love, and it's love in the hardest sense of the word.
I get it. I get it, man. And hey, brother, call me tomorrow because I still need to place that order. I keep forgetting to do it, but I need to get what you're selling. For people out there, this man runs a business, Fermented Foods. The company's Fermenti. Search Fermenti, Fermenti. They're in Asheville. You'll find it. Fermented Foods, very good for you. So call me tomorrow, please.
And I tell you what, guys, if you will actually send me an email, I will send you a kit for free.
I don't want it for free, man. You work hard and I want to support you, but that is very nice of you for an offer to other people.
Oh, I'm actually offering it to other people. And you know why I'm doing it? Is because people won't do it. I'm absolutely serious, Zach. It's the same reason that people will not buy your book. It's because if I offer it for free, then I am being legitimately put forward by God. If I say to you guys out there right now, if you send me an email and I will give you a book for free, or I will give you my fermenting kit for free, and you don't do it, then I am better for it.
I understand that. Yeah. Yeah.
And I want you to do it, guys. I really do. I put out 3 videos this week on how to make ferment in your own home and get better for it. But you know what? I have nobody wants to learn. It's really frustrating. Fermented food is really the missing link in human evolution. If you guys learn to put fermented food into your life, you will become stronger, meaner, harder. But nobody wants to do it because as soon as I say do it, then I get less views. It's ridiculous.
People don't want what's good for them. They don't want to learn. They don't want to be healthy. They don't want knowledge. I'm always amazed by how many people watch my videos and say, what's the point of knowing any of this? I'm just like, isn't it self-explanatory? I mean,
well, what's really your pick. Perfect example. Your pick. I take your picks, and I mean, I hate sports. I really do. And I took your picks, and what I do is I just put $1 on the parlays, and I've made money just by putting $1 on your picks. Not even trying to think about it, not even trying to care about it, and I make money.
Right. Yeah.
Put money on ferments. Start eating them. Start putting them into your life, and watch your gut size decrease. Watch your belt size decrease. It's not something to even think about. Just start doing it, and all of a sudden things start to change. I don't even know what to say about it other than just do it.
That's a good phrase. That's a good phrase when it comes to fermented foods. For people out there who don't know what fermented foods are, a common one's kimchi. Kimchi, the stuff is really good for your digestion and health. And some people are probably like, how did we get on this conversation? I thought we were talking about the New York lights in the sky. But it's all relevant, man. Part of the reason people can't see the truth is because they're so, they got all these chemical poisons in their body, and their mind's not functioning as it should be, and they can't see the obvious.
Oh, 80% of people suffer from myopia. And myopia is a nearsighted disease where all they can see is their own belly button.
Huh. That's interesting.
I'm just frustrated because I treat a lot of people with fermented food, and I watch a lot of people get better, just on diet, and it's really frustrating to me where they're like, oh, my doctor told me this, and my friend told me that, and then they eat the fermented food and they get over a lot of their own conditions, just by like eating food.
Right. Make food your medicine. So.
Yes, and you absolutely can do that. It's very easy, and I would never use the C word, but you guys out there, it's very easy. Just take control of your own life. That's the word, is take control of your own life.
Yeah, it's good advice. Hey, when you said the C word, I'm just like, wait a minute, what's the C word?
Oh, the C word, that's the cure word.
Oh, cure, got it. Yeah?
Yeah. That's the word I can't say because I'm actually in trial right now for getting CBD oil into one of our products. And so I have to be very careful about what I say because the FDA is up our ass about like everything that we're doing.
Sure. Yeah. I get it.
We've got we have a lot of clients, and we have to be very careful about what we say. So I don't know if anybody out there understands what it's like to go through a clinical trial, but we're in the middle of one right now, and you have to be very careful about what you say because you have to use legalese in order to be a legitimate person.
Right. Right. Yeah, I get that.
Because I want to, you have to help people, and a lot of people out there are waiting they're waiting to hear the legalese. So you have to be legitimate in your legalese to get through to them.
Right. Right. Words matter.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I have you ever heard of a Black's Law Dictionary?
It's a new one for me.
Yes, my man, get you a Black's Law Dictionary. They are very, very important. Black's Law Dictionary is how the entire system is arranged. Black's Law Dictionary. Black's Law Dictionary is the same thing that they use to talk to each other, is the same way that Gematria is the way that the U's talk to each other.
Interesting. Black's Law Dictionary. I'll check it out. Very good information.
Yeah, get an 8th edition. You can get an 8th edition Black's Law Dictionary for about $20. Highly recommend it. Yes, okay. Highly recommend it.
Got it. 8th edition. All right, brother. I appreciate the call. I hope some people send you some emails to get some fermentation kits.
I just want to say something to everybody out there. I don't give a crap if you get a kit from me. I want you to watch the video, and I want you to learn how to make your own goddamn kit. I want you guys out there, I want you guys to learn how to ferment for yourselves, because it's the only way that you're going to make a difference in your own life. That's what I care about. I want you guys to do it for yourselves. because that's the only way it's going to make a difference.
I'm just imagining what the average person's thinking. I want you to do it for me, though.
Well, too goddamn bad.
It's fast food nation, man. It's microwave culture. Almost nobody even cooks. So it's just, we live in the worst times, man.
Well, Zach, you still haven't emailed me.
It's true that I haven't, and I need to. I don't want you to give it to me for free. So
you know what? Hey, bro, listen. You have done so much work for people. You deserve a kid. Come on.
All right, I'll send it to you right after I get off this live stream. But tell me where I can make the payment, because I really don't want it for free. So
listen, I copied one of your books and I gave it to somebody. I owe you.
All right, brother. I appreciate it, man. I'll send the email
Just
then.
Email me and I'll send you one. I owe you.
You got it. Expect it in about 20 minutes.
All right, man.
All right.
Peace.
You have a good night. Take care. So fermented foods, blue lights in the New York sky, it's almost related. But really, you should check out his business. I didn't know he was going to call in. He does good work, and fermented foods can do a lot for a lot of people's health. And, you know, what's even more important than gematria is taking care of yourself. If your body's not healthy, your mind can't be healthy. And I think that is one of the key reasons so many people don't catch on to this work, or the obvious. They don't got the sound body. They don't got the sound mind. And in case you tuned in late, I did cover everything about the blue sky in the beginning of the video, so I'll wrap this up right now. You can watch the video from the beginning, and you can see the information you need to know. Again, this happened on a date with 39 numerology all throughout history. New York and 39. It's how rituals come together. December 27th, 12 plus 27, 39. In gematria, as we covered in the beginning of the video, New York's 39, York's 39, Empire's 39, NYC's 39, NY's 39, New York's 39. You got to learn the code. Gematria, alphabetic order, forwards and backwards. It's how all those words can equal those things. And again, today's date also had the numerology connecting to Transformer, and it being the 27th. They blame this on the Transformer explosion in Queens. So it's like every single day. It's news by the numbers. It's lies by the numbers, which this obviously was. Transformers blow up all the time, and they don't turn city skylines blue. Until next time, Truth Seeker.